So let's revisit an old ruin that I filmed in 2015. This used to be a farmhouse ruin in Borne, close to a housing estate that's being built. In 2015 there was still this ruin in a field alongside a dirt road. There is some unambiguity whether or not this area is forbidden to access or not. In 2015 there was still a fence around this ruin, but now the fence is gone and there's no verboden toegang sign. Yet still a man asked me what I was doing there, and I told him I was interested in filming ruins. And he said me that I should bugger off and that it was a forbidden area. I think it might be the local farmer who probably owns the land, although there is a dirt road going through it which has a street name, and it is actually open to the public. People use it and there is an actual walking route there, so people are allowed to come on that land to use that road. So it's kind of unambiguous. I did not want to go into any discussions with the man, so I decided to leave. But if you're wondering why the end of the video is a little bit abrupt, it's because of that. And at the end I have a little disclaimer about it with my opinion on this. I feel that if you don't want people there, then put a fence around it and maintain it and give it a verboden toegang sign, and I will respect that. But since there was no fence, I consider that kind of publicly accessible. So with that said, let's start the video. Can we stand on it? Yes, no problem. Well, and I think this must have been the living room. Also something to mind is that with an old building like this, the ground floor could have been made of wood, timber, with a crawling space underneath. So again, sometimes the floor has already failed and you can see where the foundations are. So you have to take that into consideration, that you don't stand in a deep pit or something. Use a piece of the door frame. So I always recommend to mind the ground. But again, I don't trust that chimney. It's well, a bit unstable. See if we can enter. Also there is the floor structure visible. Oh, someone wrote help on the wall. And this looks like granito. Not concrete, but something a bit similar. It's kind of like an Italian sort of stone. Well, this is some old door that's completely gonski. As you can see, cheap cardboard door. Well, that used to be some kind of stone. But what I find interesting is that this farmhouse has concrete floors. With a building like this, you would expect timber. Oh, hey, that's where the stairs have been. Well, and you don't want to step into there. Another small room. Oh, I don't know what that is. It looks like a frame of an old bed or something. Oh, hey, a sliding door. That's fancy pantsy. I think this was the main living room, judging by the looks of it. Anyway, this is not a particularly old farm, as you can see. The wall structure, it has a cavity in it. No insulation though, but it's well, just a cavity wall. Calcium silicate bricks. You can recognize those because they're white. That's not concrete or fire brick, this is calcium silicate. Still, that's a very modernish building material. They still use that today. So I think this farm may have been built in the 1950s or so. It just doesn't look that old if you look at the structure. And this used to be a, well, Basically just an internal cabinet. Let's see if the ruin is still there. I don't think so, because last week I was here and it was completely flattened. So let's see what remains of this old farmhouse ruin that I filmed a few years ago. Well, that's all that there is that remains. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing left of it. This used to be the living room, and here's a basement. So the old cellar is still here, but the actual house has now been completely leveled. I think they might prepare this area for more housing. But yeah, there's a very nasty pitfall, so don't stand on top of that. In about 2015-2016, this used to be still like a ruin of a farmhouse, and you could actually get inside it, even though the front part was kind of collapsed. Yeah, and this must have been the living room area. This is just concrete poured directly onto some sort of hardcore. Although actually you can probably just dig this out. This is a cement screed that is well part really as a finishing layer, and it's all been smashed to bits. And as you can see, this used to be a wall. There's two bricks there. And these are calcium silicate. Oh no, actually this one is just a normal fire clay brick. Yeah, this was a double wall. Here's some miscellaneous bits of lightweight concrete. But yeah, the cellar remains. That is still there. As you can see, it's been filled with just a lot of debris. This used to be the stairs. And here's still the old tiles. So maybe this was perhaps a kitchen area or some sort of kitchen annex. And here we have a wooden board with nothing underneath it. This is some miscellaneous bit of concrete. Oh, this was a thick wall, and that's interesting because this really looks like concrete, but it's probably masonry with just a very thick bit of cement there. Let's see, this is a old copper pipe by the looks of it. Here is, well, something rather miscellaneous. It looks like a wall that has been like collapsed on its side, but I don't think it is that. These are just bricks. So this must have been some sort of hardened pavement, because it really looks like pavement made from, well, really standard bricks with holes in them. Bit of glass. Yeah, and this is a wall that has been pulled over, and this here is also some kind of cellar. And well, it looks rusty. Just look at those steel I-beams there. They are completely rotting away. Ooh. And also there, those are IPE beams. And that one there is particularly rusted and completely rotten away as well. So I don't know what this was, but it looks like some sort of sewage tank thing. Yeah, as you can see, there is not much left of this. It's completely, well, almost gone away, and it could collapse any moment if you put a lot of force on it.